It is a cold winter morning here in central Ohio, and I'm excited to explore a section of Marion Tallgrass Trail I have never explored before. I'm curious to see what birds we'll find on this cold winter day. Let's go birding. Right behind me over here, I just saw a bird that's quite common this time of year. It is a white-breasted nuthatch. I just saw a chickadee and I saw some tufted titmice. They were tough to photograph because of the low light. Well, the light has improved a bit, but in general, it is still low light. How do I deal with low light when photographing birds? I'm sure some of you want to know. First, let me show you the equipment I'm using today. This is the Sony A1 camera with the Sony 200 to 600 millimeter lens. Now, before I tell you my settings, I want to say simply, these are the settings I like to use. I'm not saying they are the best settings everyone should use. And with that, I shoot in aperture priority. In that mode, the camera selects the fastest shutter speed based on the available light. I shoot with the lowest f-stop number possible. The lower the f-stop, the bigger the aperture opens when you snap the shutter button, maximizing the available light. I shoot in auto ISO. I set it on auto and I forget about it. Naturally, in low light, you're going to deal with noise. It's inevitable. So here is a tip. Number one, you can try to fix noise in post with editing software. Tip number two, try to get your subject large in the frame so that you don't have to crop at all, or at least very little. Remember, the more you crop, the more you magnify the noise, and it degrades image quality. In addition to those settings, I adjust exposure compensation. If I'm shooting against a bright sky and the subject just looks like a black silhouette, I increase exposure to the positive side of the dial. And when I do that, I can look through the viewfinder and I can see the subject lighten up. I can see details appear. Now, that is a feature of this camera. In my old camera, I could not look through the viewfinder and see the exposure adjustments as I turned the dial. And so I had to guess and I had to figure out what works. So you may have to do that as well. And that is pretty much it. I shoot in aperture priority, auto ISO. I shoot at the lowest f-stop number, and I adjust exposure to compensate for low light or too much light. I hope some of these tips help you out when you're out photographing birds.
That is a red-bellied woodpecker right up there. I just saw a couple of house finches right over there.
I just saw some northern cardinals right over there.
I just saw a downy woodpecker right over there.
It's amazing how I'll see some birds and then I won't see any for quite a while. And there's only the wind to keep me company. A flock of dark-eyed juncos just moved through the brush right over here. I got a few shots. They were buried pretty deep in the brush. Hopefully one or two came out okay. I began birding at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's now after 12:30 in the afternoon. It seems as if someone has flipped a switch and shut off all the bird activity. But I want to say I greatly enjoyed seeing the birds I saw today, and I enjoyed stepping up to the challenge of getting the best photos possible in low light. And I also hope some of the settings and tips I shared help you get the best photos possible. Thank you for watching, and until the next time, happy birding.